Beyond the Fairway podcast, week 2. Dougie Fresh here. My man Will Lowry, my co-homie. Will, you been traveling this week, man. Where you been?
Man, I traveled third class to change the forecast. I was all up down 95 and 26. Yeah, man, I just came back from that Diamond Resort, bro. That was a good time, man. That was a good time.
What was better, though? What was better, the golf or just the atmosphere? Because good golf being played on the celebrity side and on the LPGA side, but as a whole experience, tell me a little bit more, because I couldn't be there. I wanted to be there with you, but
I know, man. You know what? It was competitive golf seeing Marty Fish do his thing. I think from watching him at all the celebrity events, I knew he could play. I seen him a couple, mini tour events, over the years, and it was good to see him on display and people talking about him. See what Miss Corder did was amazing. But I think one of the things I really took away from it was the fact that these celebrity golfers are really, really involved in these ladies' lives as far as their golf career. We're sitting down having dinner. You see Larry Fitzgerald, you see Ray Allen, Brett Baer, Fox News guy, and they're all wondering, anybody know how Gabby Lopez is doing today? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, well, my girl is Cindy Clanton. So I don't really care about Gabby right now. So it was just amazing to see how everybody really loved these girls and really follow their career and pushing them forward and motivating them and giving them heart to hearts in the clubhouse. Man, it was truly an impactful experience.
From the fan side, I got a chance to kind of watch it on TV, watch the telecast. I was most impressed with Aaron Hicks this week. I got to tell you, like seeing Aaron, I've played with Aaron.
Yes.
I know he bombs it. Aaron hits it far. He hits it farther than most. For real. The dude got baseball speed in golf, 133 swing speed with the driver.
Absolutely.
But I was impressed with him in a tournament setting, with under the lights, and he really played well. Did you see that and feel that while you were there?
Yeah, it was, man. It was so funny. One of the par fives, he took it over the water, and another celebrity, I think it was Mark Rippon or somebody, said, "Hey, Will, what did Aaron have in that hole on that par five that he went over the water? How much did he have in? He had a chip in, So it was pretty impressive to see how everybody was awestruck about, just the fact that this guy can play. And I knew it wouldn't surprise you and I, but I knew he was going to turn some heads for sure.
Coming down the stretch, it was Jessica Korda, Nelly showed up, and then you had Danielle Kang. Everybody was kind of jockeying for that lead position going into a playoff. Was extremely excited with the finish at the Diamond Resorts this year, and I'm very excited to kind of I love seeing women's golf elevated, and I enjoyed, how the Diamond Resorts brings the celebrity, it brings the tour together, and people seem to have a great time, and we had a great finish for a great champion.
Yeah. I mean, I absolutely wish, man, once this COVID thing is over with, man, we can get back to the original roots, man, just where the crowd can really enjoy that experience. Because I hate to say it, man, the regular spectators missed out on something this year, and it was really special.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what they won't miss out on is an opportunity to spend some time with our guest this week, Tisha Alyn, social media sensation. I hate even calling her that. She took social media by the reins and just, made it her own. Professional golfer, content creator. I'm so excited to get to this interview. We touch on some things, some comfortable things and some uncomfortable things like we do here. We go beyond the fairway. We got to. It's just not about the X's and O's. But, Will, what are you most looking forward to about our conversation with Tish?
Man, you know what? I want to learn something. This is a place that I'm approaching with extreme vulnerability, and I want to learn. I don't know how to have this carefully crafted talk around these touching issues, and hopefully we can vibe back and forth, all three of us, and I can take something from that's positive for sure.
Absolutely. So hey, without further ado, let's welcome Tisha Alyn into Beyond the Fairway.
TA.
From jumping on the scene, I feel like you just absolutely exploded, took over all my timelines from TikTok to Instagram to Twitter. Like, I see you everywhere, and then I see you on Golf Channel. I see you behind Brooks Koepka video and photos. Like Tish, like, let the people know, where are you from? Where'd you play college golf? And a little bit about your golfing background.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I was born in Rockford, raised in Chicago. Yes, but I was raised in the Chi-Town. That's where I learned how to dance, because I feel like everyone's like, "Where'd you get it from?" Growing up there, being around the kids that I was around, you had to dance to make it to be cool, basically. And then I just happened to catch on. Moved out to Cali, to Southern California, Marietta, Ricky's hometown. What was it, maybe like 12, 13, and then continued to play the, competitive golf. I was a competitive golfer in Illinois. I played number one from like 9 to 11 years old, made it to Cali, played the high school golf, played Cal State Fullerton, played number 1, 2 over there, and then turned pro, hit the mini tour circuit in end of 2015, put the bag down in 2018, and now here I am. Just social media fell on my lap at a really great time. Right when I was trying to make it. And my whole means was really just to, like, I want to get more eyes. How do I get more sponsors? How do I get more help? Maybe I'll just try and, post my swing. Let's try and use the social media thing. And I just, right place, right time. That's really what it felt like.
So did you absolutely know that, this social media thing was going to take off the way it did, or it was still kind of it was like, shooting in the dark?
Oh, absolutely. It was shooting in the dark. I mean, like, I don't even know what to tell my mom. She was like, "What are you doing now?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'm a golf babe now. Like,
Right.
There was no golf personality or golf influencer word yet. Like, even talking amongst my peers, like, all my friends I have, like Kenzie, Nikki, Paige, all of them were like, "Are you going to do the social media thing?" Like, there was no name for it. So for a long time, it really did feel like I was shooting in the dark. And in 2018, when I decided to, put the professional bag down, it was really scary. It was really scary because you're really living gig to gig. It's like another form of entertainment, It's like actors and actresses and comedians. You feel like you're living gig to gig. Yeah. Right. And you're like, all right, this is dope. I got this gig. Let's do it. I'm at this tournament. I'm doing my thing. And then you sit and you come back home and you're like, oh my gosh,
what's next?
When is the next paycheck? I'm going to starve for the next 3 months. That's what it felt like coming out the gate. But, now that we're here in 2021, I feel like social's here to stay.
Tish, were you aware of the power of social media kind of when everything started? I feel like now you and people like Paige have been so like copy pasted, and people are trying to kind of recreate what you've done so that they can grow their followings. Were you aware, or was this kind of like, was it on purpose? Was it on accident? Like, how does this work?
So for me, when I first got approached to be signed by an agent who was, at first, he was someone that tried to help me on the professional golf side and then also on the marketing side, that's when I felt like, okay, we have something here. This is something tangible because, I'm being approached. Other people are being approached by managements and whatnot. And so that's when I knew I felt like I had something. And I mean, in terms of like other people or what you say is like, trying to do what we're doing. It's not like people can't do what we're doing. It's just, I truly believe all in good timing, and so that's why for me, I'm very competitive. I get that from that golf side, just always wanting to win. That's why for me in creating content, it's like, oh, I got to make sure I have the best content all the time. I don't want to be topped. I want to make sure I'm always doing the most innovative, creative, vibrant thing out there. So, yeah.
So do you still miss golf at times? Do you still miss the competitiveness?
Yes and no. For me, when I stepped away from the game, I think competitive golf became a toxic thing for me because I treated it like life or death. I wanted it so bad. And I think that's really what held me back for the longest time. I can't tell you, I mean, I'm sure a lot of great golfers had this too. It was like, people always telling me, like, you have so much potential. Like, I see you making it out there. Like, I won a couple mini tour events. My first mini tour event, I won by like 9 shots or something. I shot 11 under 3 days. And people were like, wow, like you can be something. Like, I believe you have it. You can do this. And the whole marketing thing, like you can do this. And I had been competing for so long and so much high, so much people expecting so much from me And I think I really let that get to me at some point. So towards the end, especially when social media came and overlapped, I had to really talk to myself and be like, what is it that you're waking up and enjoying every day? And it was social media. I didn't enjoy the grind anymore. I wasn't enjoying putting my head down, practicing for 7 to 8 hours, then hitting the gym, going back to make a $300 paycheck when I dished out $800, $900, trying to crash at someone's couch.
Damn, she's speaking gospel right now, man.
You know,
gospel, right? I feel like we're in the same spot.
It's the grind, Cactus Tour, that. I mean, I love that tour. I love the mini tours, but we were grinding. I was just couch surfing, you don't really sleep, and then you just try to make it, look up to your tea time, and okay, I did well today. I made $200. Let's go.
You ever sleep in your car, Tish? That's how you know it's the grind when you make when you sleep in that back seat.
You know what, I have on the professional world, and I have in the entertainment world as well. And it's those kind of moments that when you're sleeping in your car, you're like, I am not going to allow myself to be here ever again.
Right,
it's kind of those moments that push you, though. So
absolutely.
Now, Tish, I got to ask you here. With all of the adoration, you have fans, you have people that follow you, you have this cult-like following, and some of the best followers too, but you also got to deal with some haters, So I want to know, because you're so public, or are you, as it relates to kind of what you do within the game and the different trick shots, and the list goes on and things you do, how do you deal with the negativity and the haters?
Yeah, I remember the first time I got my first hater comment and how much it affected me. It made me want to get off social media. And I did, listen, I did absolutely nothing. I literally swung a driver. I hit it real good. That was it. Someone called me some bleeping narcissist, this and that. And I was just so I was so shook about it. I couldn't believe that someone could make such a strong remark without knowing anything about me. They saw a golf swing and thought that. And,
did you respond? Did you respond to that?
Oh, with heat. Let's
go.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you haven't developed that Teflon yet.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready, and I'm messaging my girlfriends, and I'm like, did you see what this person said? And they're trying to back me up, and
it's
at
get
some point, yeah, exactly. and I would do the same for my friends. I'm like, oh, you said what to my, but at some point, you kind of grow thicker skin along the way. And also at some point, just like everybody says, it really is just a hater behind a computer who would never say it to your face. And these people are trying to get a rise out of you. And so the best thing you can do is just never give them that time. Don't even give them that attention. And so for me, whenever haters come to my page, I get hate for so many things. For doing nothing, I'll get hate for my tricks. I'll get hate for my sexuality. I'll get hate for just oh, you live this lavish life. And I'm like, man, you don't even know the grind. You don't even know me at all. And I just delete it because I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want people to come to my page and see that or ignite that flame. So to me, I just let it fly over my head and I don't think about it again.
Now, Tish, you talked about your sexuality, and I know 2019 was a banner year for you. What can you say to folks that may be in a position, especially within the game of golf, where they're not comfortable yet being their true, authentic self? I think that's something Will and I discussed a lot on this show is making sure that we're our authentic self so that people can gravitate to the game. So talk a little bit about what 2019 was for you and the support of your sisterhood that you had around you.
Oh, it was huge. I mean, truly, if it wasn't for the friends that I've made through golf, I don't think I would have had the courage to come out to everybody. And I think a lot of people ask me why did you have to do that? And to me, it was really about, especially being someone who was so open, I felt like there was always something weighing down on my shoulders. So I felt like that for me, that was necessary, but mostly also because there at the moment, there wasn't enough representation out there. And I knew that someone needed to be out there to help others. And that's truly what I wanted to do. And so for those that are struggling with it, I want them to know that there are more people, just like you, and that it's totally okay. And then that first step it's really just going to be the next step into your truest self, having an open life. And that's all I want for people. I mean, I hope when people come to my page, they see that happiness, they see that vibrance, and that's what I want them to feel. So again, my biggest advice is just, take that step and know that there are definitely people on that other side, and make sure that if you have your family on your side, if you have your friends on your side, then what do those haters matter? That's not what it's about.
Tisha, just watching you and seeing that you are somewhat of a social media pioneer, especially in this golf space. And I see that you do a lot of things as far as, teaching golf, and you have almost close to 200,000 followers, And so when I see that there's a certain level of love, and I guess the audience is benefiting things from you. And I guess my question is, I want you to go a little personal on me. What do you secretly love most about Tisch, like nobody else probably knows?
Like, what I love, I mean, I guess it just kind of shows, like, well, one, the person that I am on social, like, truly is who I am. Like, I really don't hide anything. Not that any influencer, any personality needs to be that way. It's just the way I like to be. And I think that's one thing that I truly do, like, love about myself. I have nothing to hide. I love showing all facets of my life. I think that just makes me more relatable. And that's just it. The person that you see on your phone or the internet or TV, wherever you're seeing me, like, that's truly who I am. Like, I really don't have, at this point, after 2019, I have nothing to hide. And
I love that.
And I'm proud of that. Yeah.
So last thing, real quick. Is there anything? Is there still, given the fact that you've been all over, had an exciting life, and you're very recognizable on a social media aspect, is there still anything you're willing to struggle for?
I mean, willing to struggle for, I guess, like, that drive is really just for wanting to be able to provide for my family, and like that's all the struggle, or that's all the drive that I need. And for myself, just being so competitive. Even if I'm the one setting the bar, for example, that I'm going to beat that. There's never settling. For me, it's like, this is awesome. This is a great achievement. What's next? Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. So that's it for me.
Now, Tish, I know it's frustrating, as of late, the comments of Justin Thomas there, but I don't want to spend so much time on how it made you feel. We know how it made you feel. I want to know, what can golf do to move forward, because this feels like a setback to all the progress that we've made in diversity and inclusion in the game. And we talk here in this instance, we want to make sure we're talking about this diversity and inclusion from a racial standpoint, from a social standpoint, from all the standpoints of diversity. So what can golf do to kind of get that momentum back for the inclusion that was kind of taken back per Justin Thomas's comments?
Well, in regards to JT's comment, firstly, I am glad that he corrected himself and apologized after the fact. It's, what everything that happened after. But for someone like, let's say, as JT as an example, who is such a likable person, he's a crowd favorite. People do not want to hate him. I think someone like him can really change this moment. I mean, he's the one who unfortunately said those words, but I think, like, let's say for the LGBTQ plus community, something that he could really do to help, change not only himself and his view, but and his view from other people, but literally everybody, because he is such a influential person, is maybe, I don't know, his next earnings donated to like something like the Trevor Project that gives back to the LGBTQ community and those that are really suffering from suicidal thoughts or something of that nature. I know that Kobe Bryant made somewhat of a similar mistake, and he really turned that around and said, you know what, like, that was really messed up of me. Like, I want to turn this around, and I want to truly, from my heart, give back to the community. And I think that if someone like JT can do that, because there's not that representation in the men's golf world. And so to have that, and to have him be able to lead that, he can really change that narrative. And so if he were to ask me, like, Tish, what can I do? Which I wish he would, I would tell him, like, all right, let's do this. Let's help out this community, and let's change that narrative. And I think that there needs to be more of that pattern going on through golf. Like, as we know it, golf is always behind, let alone as we're seeing it, the world is clearly behind. The United States is a little behind, but that doesn't mean that this needs to be the way. There needs to be more of this, like what we're doing right now, Beyond the Fairway. us, people of color, this is what needs to happen. And people need to be more accepting of that. And that's just it. And we just got to keep breaking that boundary. Is it a little late in the game, the fact that this is all happening? Yes. But does it mean that change has to happen slow? No, we can keep on, going at a high trajectory. And so that's what I think we really need to do.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of on a lighter note, given the fact you've been all over the place, you've been everywhere. Is there still anything left on your bucket list? Anything you want to achieve?
I just love traveling. I think anywhere. At this point, just leaving the house would be good for me because it's
right.
We've been in the same place for so long. I haven't gone to the PGA Championship yet, which is something that I'd love to do. I've been to the Masters one time, but it was kind of like the late time on a Sunday in 2018, I believe. And I would love to go there again and just soak it in and experience it. So one place that you don't need your phone.
It's quite experience, man.
It'd be nice. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Tish, I'm going to go ahead and bring this home. And one, thank you so much for just taking the time. We know it's early out there on the West Coast, and I'm in Phoenix, so all the producers in Will, they're on the East Coast, so they don't know what it's like. But I got to ask, is there anyone having more fun in and around the game of golf than you?
I sure hope so. I sure hope other people are making sure they're having fun. Will, you better have fun when you go head out to that tournament right now.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know what, there's just no other way to do it. If you're not having fun while you're playing, then why are you even in it? No matter what the sport is. So I think my whole point, and like I said earlier, I want people to come to my page and just be super filled with positivity and knowing that hey, golf is fun. You can have girlfriends around. You can go play. You can go have a vacation instead of doing a guy's vacation, do a girl's vacation. Right. So for me, it's just there's just no other way to live.
Hey, for the record, Doug and I failed as well on responding to critics as well. So
I was successful. Will failed.
I failed miserably. We're episode 0. Man, hurt my feelings. My fingertips got Band-Aids on it. So yeah, I get it.
Hey, Tish, by the way, I don't think you're one person I want to mess with because I saw that roundhouse kick that you got. So just know that you'll never really get too much flack from me. If anything, I need you on my team so I can go talk some smack to people and be like, hey, she'll kick your ass if you keep messing with me. You my bodyguard now. So, hey,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for taking the time. Really enjoyed the conversation. Let's keep this conversation going. Golf's got to be more diverse. It's got to be more inclusive. And we've got to lead the way. People are going to look to you, look to Will, look to me. And let's make sure we're setting the right example, or just the example that you do. I just want to be more like you, Tish. So thank you so much. Have a blessed day. And Will, we out of here, baby.
We out, Tish. Appreciate it, babes.
Thank you, guys.
Will, I don't know if you was all the way ready for that conversation, man. I ain't trying to call you out, but man, Tish she's able to go places and do things, and I'm glad that she is. We talk about being our authentic selves. Seeing her be her authentic self with all the things that surround her personality and who she is and what makes her tick. Great conversation, and I hope our listeners and viewers get something that we got out of it.
You know the saying that that I don't know if you heard. I'm sure you have, but first comes the experience, then comes the lesson. Well, that just happened to me.
All right, you got to give some more there, Will.
Yeah, because I didn't know what to say. I want to get in and get out on my questions. I think I went back to my old 5th grade mass communication class question. What's on your bucket list next? I didn't know what to say. I've never been lost for words in an interview. And so I've learned a lot. Definitely going to take heed of what she said and be cognitive of what's going on and with some of the issues today.
Yeah, and I think we all know there's no reason to spend time on what Justin said and the reaction from Polo. We all know what happened. But I did enjoy getting to speak with her about what we can do now. A lot of people like to focus and spend the time talking about that other stuff over there. But Tish was able to even welcome having a conversation with Justin and getting together. Tish, I ain't gonna call you out. I know you want that content, but I'm just saying.
But hold on, Doug. You said what we can do together. I want you to elaborate on that. What do you mean by that?
Look, where we are right now in the nation and in the golf world, we're at a point where we all can and need to come together. We all need to actually be able to sit down and publications like this, as well as just with our people, with our counterparts, people from the different clubhouses, you say, Will, or people from varying backgrounds. Let's have the conversation, the uncomfortable conversations, because I feel like in those conversations, there's pieces that can actually bring us together. You know, all the things that surround Tisch with coming out in 2019, having a supporting sister group of people around her to give her support, because it's not hard, it's not easy to be your real self, your true self, especially in the public eye like Tisch is. You know, she's authentic on her social media. That's really her. That's really her kicking and hitting balls and practicing and photo shoots and doing all that she does that we love to watch. And she uses her platform to grow multiple spaces, the fun space, the GLBTQ plus space, letting people know that it's okay to be who you are. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and one thing about it, man, I just think the fact that, I'm glad she kind of pretty much showed her true vulnerability, asking about the hater question. Because I mean, between me and you, we know some professional lady golfers who are on a Symetra tour, who are grinding, trying to fight and get their way on the LPGA tour. And when the light is not really shine on them in their grind and their fight, and they see Tisch, who someone's out the game, who doesn't play anymore, get a lot of shine, a lot of light, and a lot of publicity. I mean, it can be daunting to the person that's really putting in the grind. And I'm glad she cleared that up, and she's coming from a good space, and I'm so glad that we had this conversation with her. Well, uncomfortable conversation.
And she knows what it's like to sleep in the car, because I know what that's like traveling the mini tour circuit, and I know you do. I mean, hell, we've had to share hotel rooms and couches and friends' couches. Matter of fact, I remember in Tampa, I had to stay at a friend's apartment, and somehow magically I woke up and you was on the couch. I think you followed me into that damn.
Yeah, I did. My my other background is stalking a little bit. So yeah,
I witnessed.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing she did have that we didn't have. She said she slept in the car, even from golf tournaments as well as in the entertainment world as well.
Yeah.
That's low. We have not done that.
No, I haven't done that.
I haven't done that yet.
I'm going to tell Golf Channel NBC, if I got to sleep in the car, I ain't coming.
Right. Well, I still may come because, we got phone bills to pay. But yeah, I'm there. I get it.
I tell you, from the first time meeting Tisch, she won't remember this. We were playing an Anthony Anderson celebrity event. I was warming up. I took a step back to talk to some other folks that were on the range, and she stole my spot. Yeah. I should have brought it up in the interview. She stole my damn spot, and I never thought her thefting me, stealing from me, would actually bring us together. So thankful for Tisch this week. Guys, go download this, subscribe everywhere you get your podcast. Beyond the Fairway, Will and I, we hope to be everywhere. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you leave us those reviews, those 5 stars. Go ahead and hit it. And, man, I'm out of here, man. We went beyond the fairway. Now it's time for me to go get on one, Will. So, hey,
I walked 72 holes with the fairway. I don't want to see no more fairways right now.
So right now you are beyond the fairway.
I'm beyond in and out. I'm done.
Absolutely. Hey, we thank you guys for listening as always. Episode 2 right around the corner. Episode 3, who we gonna have? Not gonna tell you. Stay tuned right here, Golf Channel NBC, Beyond the Fairway.
Can we say Super Bowl? Super Bowl.